I'm going to show you how to find gems to trade on the spot market without leverage using the TradingView Screener in today's video, and also going to be showing you how to set up trades with basically one key clicks or one key commands over here on Altrady here in today's video on Coin Bureau Trading. What's up? My name is Aaron Dishner from The Better Traders, and you're watching Coin Bureau Trading. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button, and we're going to get right into it. So over here on TradingView, I'm actually going to have to hide myself. I forgot how to do this over here. I don't have the key command. That's okay. It's all good. What I want to show you is right over here. So the screeners that are over here on TradingView are awesome. We're actually not going to use the watch list at all. What I want to do is for the sake of this example, going to be focusing on Bybit. The reason why is because I like Bybit. There are no promos running for Bybit on the channel. It's just an exchange that I use for trading, which is fun. Now, here's the cool part. The screeners can do a whole lot of stuff. You can sort by exchange, you can sort by the market, or they say the symbol type, the quote currency, which in this case, it's Tether, a lot of other stuff. We're going to keep this like as simple as possible. So if we were to just look at these levels, or not these levels, these values here, we can see that we have 485 symbols available to us to pick from Bybit. How do we know which ones are worth trading? The first thing we need to do is mess with volume. Now, some of you will not agree with me on this, but the reality is that charts that have a ton of volume usually are not going to be that fun to trade. Okay, let me explain, because I'm sure a lot of you just got thrown off. If I wanted to trade BTC, which I can, it's very rare for Bitcoin to have big ups and downs over 10% back to back, multiple times a day. That doesn't really happen with Bitcoin because it's such a large market cap coin. So let's go ahead and look at things that are 100 million and higher. So because this is Bybit, it's not another larger exchange. It's still pretty good, but the spot market has less volume. So now I'm looking at Ethereum, Solana, stablecoins. I can't trade a stablecoin chart. It's not going to be volatile enough at all. Gold, not really. And then XRP, again, not really that great either. The reality is that if you really want to be trading charts that are a little bit more active, we have to make sure that we are focusing on charts that are low caps. So we're going to go to 1 million and lower. Now, this is where a lot of you are probably going to flinch in your seats. It's okay, I understand. But just hear me out. Where there is low volume, there's a lot of volatility. I'm going to prove it to you. Over here, we're going to sort by volume change in the last 24 hours. Now, unfortunately, there are some like stocks and stuff like that here, which I don't want to see. And not all of this volume change has to do with charts that are pumping. So let's go ahead and fix that. We want to only look at change in the last 24 hours. Here we go. Change in the last 24 hours of 10%. Now it's dropped down to 13. So now we're looking at charts that have moved up at least 10% in the last 24 hours with under $1 million of volume. And now I'm sorting it by the volume change percentage. Why is this important? Well, if I click on A8, we can see right away, well, yeah, the volume has increased by 1,580% because it's pumping right now. But the reality is that there are lots of great gems for trading right here in this small list of just 13 coins. I'm going to go ahead and hide myself to continue explaining the point. Now, one thing you want to be aware of when you're finding charts, let's just go ahead and turn off the indicators. Some charts will be way easier to trade than others. A8 happens to be pumping right now from the beginning of today all the way up here, 101%. That's amazing. Unfortunately, it's been in a very clear downtrend for a really long time. This makes it quite difficult to trade. Prime. This one also, while it's having a pretty decent bounce, oh, I missed my favorites. Come back to me. It's up, 30% or so. But the reality is that this chart has just been on a massive downtrend. It makes it really difficult to trade. So what am I saying? I'm saying it matters. The chart absolutely matters. Volume matters, but the chart matters. Sometimes people will sort by the change in the last 24 hours and go, oh, I just want to trade this chart. While you could, for scalping, it makes it quite difficult for it to be a long-term trade. Because let's say you entered here, hoping to get out up here, and now the chart's fallen down 70%. It becomes difficult. So instead of sorting by the change or even by the volume, but the volume is important, we want to actually find charts that respect a range. Take major. Even though major has majorly dumped, no pun intended, from its listing high up here at $1.50, then all the way down here 93% to 10 cents, we can see that it's had some pretty good bounces right here. That's 128%. There's another move, right? And when it came back over here to support, let's see what happened over here. It did break below support on the 10th with everything else, but it came right back up again. We want to be focusing on charts like major, not for the tech, not because it's such an amazing coin or amazing project, but because of how the chart has been very consistently moving up and down. We want to find charts that do a lot of this. We want to find volatility moving up and down in big percentages, ideally, and in a consistent range. That's really what we're looking for. It's not so much about the tech. It's not so much about the market cap. It's more about the shape. So all you have to do is put on your kindergarten clothes and look at charts. That's literally it. So major is a good candidate. Masa, even though I like this one, I've been using a bot on it for a long time. It's extremely difficult to trade because it just keeps falling, so no good. XEM, it's been falling a lot, no good, not that helpful. Miro, this one over here, falling a lot. So the nice thing about doing this is that we can quickly spot coins that have either respected or rejected any sort of trends. Charts that also have forgiving pumps like this, time, it's extremely tempting when it pumps up 72%. And then portals, which is falling lower. There's one more, though, that actually got removed on here. And it's actually this one over here that I noticed that was just going crazy. Now, this one, for the longest time, had actually been a really good chart for trading. If we look at this period from about here, October 2022, all the way over here to August 2024, it's been in a pretty respectable range. Sometimes going up crazy high, 400%, 200%, 100%, even 63%. But charts like this that just stay in a consistent range are a gift. Now, what happens when the price falls lower? Eek. Well, we want to hope that we get some exits, which we do in this chart. Okay, so I actually want to go back to major though, because as much as I like these charts, this is a chart I have traded in the past, but it's also a great chart that helps you to grow an account very quickly without leverage. Similar story with major. And I want to talk about that next over here in Altrady. But before I do, go ahead, look in the description. We have links for you to sign up for exchanges like Femex, BYDFi, 2bit. 2bit is now officially supported by Altrady 2bit futures. So all of you that already have access to 2bit, and if you have access to Altrady, cool. Now you can connect the two together using the API key. I made a video about this recently, so you can watch that. There are also lots of other bonuses and deals from these exchanges. Plus, there are more deals on the Coin Bureau website. The first thing to check out is the Coin Bureau Club, where Dan, my co-host here on Coin Bureau Trading, is posting a lot, as well as Guy and Nick from the main channel are chiming in. There are other exchanges, other tools to sign up for. Plus, there is a discount for our course at The Better Traders, 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. So go ahead and hit the Buy Now button. It takes you to our site. We're actually having a Black Friday/Cyber Monday sale right now, but that's separate from the content of today's video. What we really need to talk about is Altrady, and there is a link for Altrady down below. There's like a discount code for that. So the reason why this is great is I want to go over here to show you Altrady. For one, what makes Altrady really special is that it's basically the same thing as looking at, TradingView, but now I'm able to place and view all of my trades. And one other cool thing about this is that there are all these presets, so I don't have to fiddle with stuff anymore. If I'm looking for an aftershock pump, I can already have predetermined settings here. So that way, when I have my conditions that are met, I have a position that's already set to go. It's looking to take profit at 16%. I can even enable trailing take profit for this. I can enable split targets. So I could say not just 16%, but 9% first, or I can have another target to go up higher if I want to. And you can configure all this stuff and save it as a preset, which is awesome. Plus, you can use ladder orders, which makes it even better. So this way you're using DCA strategies, which I highly recommend. So instead of just aping into a position down here, hoping to get out your 30%, you're only inching in with a little bit and you're saving more as the price goes down, just in case, so that way you can average down. I've done this a lot recently because I've had to, because the market is falling, but this is actually a really, really powerful strategy for you to make more. So once we're happy with this, then we go ahead. Let me just make sure everything looks good. Now I'm going to go ahead and add trailing to this. And I could even save this as a setting. I'm going to go over here to my presets. I'm going to go to aftershock pumps. I'm going to edit the preset. And I want to have everything the same as it is right now. So I'm going to go, I'm actually just going to do this. We're going to save it as a new preset. Add, see, AP, updated. And now we're going to add a hotkey. We'll make it P. Awesome. So everything is set. Absolutely everything is set, which is awesome. So that way when I decide, okay, you know what, I forget this. I don't want this. You know what? No, wait. I do want this. I'll just go over here, press P, boom. That's it. So now I'm going to go ahead and press this create order button. So that way, when the price of Fort falls lower, it's going to fall down here. Now, even though Fort has been on a downtrend, it's still a great chart for trading. I've traded it several times. It's really fun for trading because it's so volatile. Let's see if this thing actually gets filled. That'll be great. So this thing pumps and dumps a lot. So take that as a warning. It pumps and dumps a lot. But let's go back to TradingView because I want to look at major. And I also want to pull it up over here in, here we go, in Altrady. Cool. So if I'm looking over here, one thing that sticks out to me a lot, as I mentioned before with major, is that all we have to do is just a little bit of investigative work, okay? So we're going to just do a couple of things real quick. We're going to identify some pivot highs and pivot lows. By doing this, it gives us some good targets where the price has shot up to, where it's respected price-based levels of support and resistance, even the crazy low ones, okay? I'm not going to go crazy with this. I'm not going to go super in depth. This is what I actually talk about in our courses, specifically 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. What's nuts about this, though, is that you can use these levels right here, and you can see how historical levels inform the future, okay? So now that we have these levels, if I want to be trading major, I'm going to be wanting to trade around these support and resistance levels, trading it from here to here, from here to here. That's 100%. That's nuts, okay? But let's say I don't have time. I want to be trading on faster timeframes. Cool, me too. So on the hourly timeframe, we can do the same concept. And of course, using things like TPT divergence or the TBO, we get other signals that we can use to even automate strategies on Altrady. For instance, whenever there is a TBO close short on major, it's a TBO close short, which is this orange dot, once per bar. Awesome. Then it's going to send a JSON alert message to Altrady, which will start a new position. So basically, I don't have to wait and look at the chart. I can actually automate everything, which makes this a lot easier. So let's go back over here and look at major on Altrady. So major has been whipping around a lot. The same things applies what I did over on TradingView, and I can actually do all this stuff over here. I can add the lines, I can add support and resistance levels, all this fun stuff that I was already doing over there. I can do the same thing over here. And I can trade within these ranges. So let's say that I want to use my same strategy, my P strategy, but I want to have this level start here. I can adjust all these things, which makes this super duper convenient. So that way, when the price, not if, most likely when, the price of major falls down here to this support level at about 8 cents, I'm going to be taking profit on the way up, and I have an order for trailing just below that level. So this is really awesome because I'm able to take advantage of this super fast. I can even use the scanner over here, which is even faster than using TradingView. I can use Bybit, Spot, Futures, great. And I can add some filters to say, I only want coins within this volume range or within this price range or yada, yada, yada. And I can even set up a quick scan signal. So that way, let's see, I want to get some Bybit pumps action. So anytime that there is a chart on the USDT market for Bybit, that happens on the 5-minute time frame that moves up 3% or down 5%, I want to be notified because I want to trade that action. Like, there are so many different things that you can use on Altrady, which makes it awesome. Yes, you can use TradingView. It's great, but you also have all those tools available to you. The point being is that if I can trade all this stuff that's lower volume, it is higher risk, but lower volume, making a 20% move, as you saw here for major. And I know that a chart like this is fairly dependable in that it keeps a really good track record of going up and down, over and over and over. Over a 37-day period, even though it lost support, it still went right back up to that level. Do you see how insane that is? Charts like this are a massive gift, and they'll help you to grow your portfolio. And this is what I teach in our courses. But the main ingredients that you need, really, this TradingView, use the screener, sort charts with whatever exchange you want by volume, typically low volume, charts that have moved up at least 10% in the last 24 hours. You can adjust this stuff and play with it. And then sorting it either by the change, sorting it by volume, it's whatever you want to do. But the main thing is not, does this chart fit the criteria? It's more about, well, is this chart dependable? Does this chart have a strong uptrend or a downtrend? Does it have a good respect of support levels, historical levels that I could trade it over and over? Or is the thing just dumping? So not everything is going to fit the bill. There might be outliers like A8, which is recently pumped literally today at 10 a.m., shooting up 96%. But most likely these are pump and dumps, and we want to be wary of these. But we can use pump and dumps like major to our benefit to trade the volatility up and down. Now, there's one more caveat to all this. There's no guarantee that these coins will pop back up. This is not a foolproof 100% win rate strategy. I've had coins be delisted that I'm waiting on. I've had positions go a lot lower than expected. This is why using a DCA strategy is super important. The reason why DCA is great is because you're entering with a small percentage and then you're doubling down at a much lower price to capitalize on fear or panic in the charts, which there's plenty of lately if you haven't noticed that. But one of the cool things about this strategy is that you will see so many charts absolutely ignore whatever Bitcoin is doing, and they're just pumping and having a great time, or they're staying in a sideways range while everything else is going lower. You want to find charts like this? And the next part's so important, don't share it with anybody. Yes, there'll be lots of people trading these charts, but you don't want to tell people about the charts that you're trading because you don't want the liquidity on that chart to be affected. So unfortunately, I've given you 2 good charts for trading. Fort and Major. Most of you aren't really going to trade these charts. And even if you know how to trade them, even with A/B trading, they're a little bit tricky. So it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to put some money in this and it's going to go up. No. I'm talking about trading. I'm not talking about buying and holding and waiting for like a 20x. No, I'm talking about trading it over and over and over, milking a chart for everything that it's worth. This is, again, stuff I teach in our courses that's really, really helpful, and it's helped thousands of people to learn how to use spot market trading on low volume trading pairs effectively and to grow their accounts at the same time without using leverage. So I want you to watch the video that shows how to connect 2-bit to Altrady, because this is going to be another good introduction to the Altrady platform if you haven't seen it before. Until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.